beyond belief into experience with awareness. Imagine this. Tomorrow morning you wake up and suddenly every belief you have ever learned disappears. You still remember your name. You still know how to walk. Every idea about life, every opinion, every conversation, every conclusion, every assumption is gone. Would you know who you are? Would you know what success means? Would you know what happiness is? Would you know what is possible or impossible? Probably not. Because much of what we know didn't come from our own experience. It came from someone else. Parents, teachers, society, books, culture, and that's not a problem. In fact, it is one of the greatest reasons humanity survived. But today I would like you to ask a different question. At what point does borrowed understanding become your own experience? Imagine if every generation started from zero, every child would have to rediscover fire, language, medicine, agriculture, mathematics, everything. Human civilization would never move forward. Instead, something extraordinary happened. Every generation shared what is learned. Parents taught children, teachers taught students, communities shared the experience. Books preserved discoveries. Knowledge became humanity's inheritance. It is one of our greatest strengths. A newborn doesn't need to rediscover gravity or learn through trial and error that poison is dangerous. Someone already learned that lesson. Someone already paid that price, and they passed it on. Imagine a child walking towards a fire. The parent doesn't say, "Go ahead and touch it. Experience it yourself." No. The parents say, "Don't touch it." The child believes, not because the child understands fire, but belief protects life. The same happens thousands of times. Don't run into traffic, don't drink poison, wash your hand, stay away from dangerous animals. Belief isn't humanity's weakness. Belief is one of humanity's greatest survival tools. It allows thousands of years of experience to be transferred in a single sentence. Imagine every child is born with perfect clear vision. As they grow, people lovingly give them different pair of glasses. Parents give the first pair, teachers give another, society adds another. Culture, tradition, friends, books, social media, everyone adds another lens. Some lenses are built on strong evidence. Some carry practical wisdom gathered through generation. Some reflect the best understanding available at that particular time. Some simply help people make sense of life's unanswered questions. Eventually, we forget that we are wearing borrowed glasses. We no longer say, "This is how I see the world." We begin saying, "This is reality." And that's where something important happens. Humans, beings, have always asked enormous questions. Why does life happen? Why do people die? Why does sun and moon cross the sky? Why does the universe exist? Some questions found answers, others didn't. Throughout history, people naturally created explanations, not because they wanted to deceive others, but because uncertainty is difficult to live with. For centuries, many people believed the earth was flat, not because they lacked knowledge or intelligence. It simply reflects the understanding available to them. As evidence grew, their understanding changed. The same thing has happened throughout history. Knowledge evolves, understanding evolves. Science continues asking questions, and many questions still remain unanswered. When we don't know, our mind naturally looks for explanation, sometimes through science, sometimes through philosophy, sometimes through culture, sometimes through religion, sometimes through personal belief. That is a part of humanity. Awareness isn't asking you to throw away the glasses. Awareness simply asks, can you notice you are wearing them? Can you notice that every experience is filtered through ideas, assumptions, memories, expectations? Awareness doesn't begin by changing reality, it begins by changing the relationship you have with reality. Imagine reading 100 books about honey. You learn its chemical composition, its color, its history, its nutritional value, its production, its taste. But no amount of reading is the same as placing a drop of honey on a tongue. Knowledge describes it, experience reveals it. Life is same. Reading about peace is in peace. Reading about love is in love. Reading about awareness is in awareness. Same thing can be borrowed, they must be experienced. Perhaps this is the invitation of awareness, not to reject knowledge, not to reject science, not to reject belief, but to ask gently, what am I experiencing right now? Can I experience this moment before immediately explaining it? Can I notice my thought instead of becoming lost in them? Can I notice my emotions instead of immediately reacting to them? Can I experience life before turning it into another conclusion? That simple shift changes everything. We begin life living through the experience of others. That's how humanity survived. That's how civilization grew. Belief, knowledge, tradition, science, they all have important place. But there comes a moment when life quietly asks a different question. What have you experienced for yourself? Awareness is not against belief. It simply invites us beyond borrowed understanding into direct experience. Because descriptions can guide us, knowledge can inspire us, science can expand our understanding, but only direct experience can reveal this moment as it is. I would love to hear from you. What is one belief you inherited that changed after your own experience? Share your thought in the comment. If this conversation gave you new perspective, please like this video, subscribe to the channel. Share it with someone who enjoys exploring life more deeply. Until then, keep witnessing.